What is up, social media family? Today I got a good one for you. I hope your day is going great, and hopefully this will make it even better. Today's video is to help anybody with a small business build it up the way they want it. Today I got 5 tips on how to improve your customer's experience, service, and relationship to build your business up the way you want it to go. Oh boy, stay tuned. This is in no particular order, it's just I feel that all 5 of these are significant. So let's start off with number 1. Number 1 is remodel your leadership concept. What usually happens with employees is they go into DTMW mode. DTMW. And this mode causes the employee to be less interested in the customer's needs, wants, and really don't care about the experience. So it's almost like the employee just wants them to pay, get their stuff, and leave, because I don't really want to deal with you like that. It's impersonal. I'm just here for a job. So it's the leadership of the company, who's ever in position to lead, has to implement or reform their model. You have to be in tune with your employees. If they don't see you a lot, they're going to do whatever they feel is right, instead of what's the policies of your company, what's the rules, what are you trying to do here. Employees can develop a mentality of doing the minimum amount of work, just enough to cruise by and get a check, but not bad enough to get fired. So that'll cause disconnect with your customers. So that's number 1. Remodel your leadership concept. Get your employees to understand what your vision is, what's important to the company, what do you need them to do. Don't enforce a vision, but influence a vision so that they could see and implement it into how they work. Get more in tune with your employees, and then get in tune with your customers as well. And number 2, never expect your product to do all of the service work for you. Oh, the product sells itself. No, it doesn't. What you need to do is explain what you're selling. You have to tell people what their experience is going to be after they get your product or your service. So never expect your product to sell itself. We get so deep into that mentality that you lose out on customers because they don't know what their experience is. You have to explain what makes your experience different from another company. Harley Davidson doesn't just sell motorcycles. They sell the opportunity to buy a motorcycle where a 45-year-old man can go through a neighborhood and get looked at as a badass. That's what Harley Davidson sells. Little Caesars don't just sell pizza. Little Caesars sell easy access, not having to wait. Just come in, pick up a hot and ready, and you're on your way. That's what they sell. They sell quick, reliable, ready products. It's not about the flavor, it's not about how good their ingredients are. So you have to figure out a way to implement a plan into your product, an advertisement within the product. That's what you need to be selling. Not just the product. What's the experience behind the product? That's number 2. Number 3 step is self-assess and transport that to external assessment. Once you self-assess, what you'll do is from your assessment, give your results to your employees so that you all have an understanding of what to do, and then they can transport their assessment to the customer so that they understand what their experience is going to be. So your self-assessment will start off with these questions. You can ask yourself more questions, get to the bottom of it. The first question is, what is the ultimate goal of your company? What are you trying to push? What are you trying to bring in? Who are you trying to bring in? Why are you trying to bring them in? And what should they get once they're in there? Number 2, ask yourself, As a leader, what are the most important things about my company? How can I prioritize them and rank them so that my employees know what's the most important and then work through the tiers of my ranks and what I think is important? Number three, what works and what doesn't work? What has brought customers in? What has brought employees' morale up? What hasn't worked with customers? And what hasn't worked with employees? What lowers their morality? Sometimes, being an employer, you only go to your employees when they mess up, where you should tell them every time they do a good job. Tell them they did a good job. It'll boost the morale. Instead of every time they see the boss, they know they messed up. You need to come around more and become more relative. That'll open up feedback, criticism. They should always support you out in public and might disagree with you behind closed doors. So that way that everybody can get on the same page. It's all about getting on the same page so you can pull them customers in. And the last question is, what needs to be changed so that we can enhance our customers' relationship and experience? What do we need to change? You'll know that from what has worked and what hasn't worked. Being in a leadership position, or the owner, or a manager, or a supervisor, you have to self-assess yourself. Ask yourself these questions. Relay your answers and results to your employees so they get a full understanding of what's important. And then they can implement all of this information into making the customer happy. That's number three. Number four, what is your brand? You need to have a detailed explanation of what your brand represents. The reason branding is so important is because not only does it leave a memorable mark on your consumer, but it gives an explanation of what they can expect from your company. Branding also provides them with a familiarity, and once you represent the brand with what they're interested in, they become emotionally invested, and that will create loyalty. How about that? Your brand is what gets them to come back as well. So you have to represent your company and implement it into their interests. That's the key to branding. Make them familiar with what you are, let them know who you are, and make sure it's relative to what they're interested in. So, what is your brand? Tell them what your brand is. What can I expect if I come into your doors? If I buy your products, what are the expectations? What's my experience going to be? Your brand also is what differentiates you from other people that have like products. What makes you different? What are your worldviews? That's how they emotionally connect. They need to feel like they're a part of the company, not just there to buy something. So what is your brand is number four. Last but not least, number five is putting your big boy pants on. Putting your big boy pants on, as in, what I mean by this is expecting criticism and accepting criticism, as well as feedback. Accept all of these things. Accept criticism, expect criticism, and accept feedback and expect feedback. Feedback and criticism is what's going to help you re-innovate your tools so that you can use them to make everybody that deals with the company a more acceptable experience. That's what I mean by putting your big boy pants on. Put your big boy pants on. Not everybody that's giving you a bad review is a hater. Sometimes they're giving you a golden nugget of what customers actually want. And what you do with these reviews are, you look, where are people saying the same exact thing at? Where are they saying the same thing at? Customer service is this, or uh, I was treated like this. You need to implement that into your leadership concept. Use the reviews as nuggets that'll help your business grow, build your business up. and expect feedback from your employees. Don't just shut them off like they don't know nothing. They're the ones actually working on the floor and they can see how things are when you're not around. So you have to unite and come together. Employer and employee relationship has to be great because when that's great, it'll help you gain customer relationships, loyalty. That's what you want. You want your customers to be loyal. You want your employees to be loyal. If they don't care nothing about you, they just gonna come to work and do whatever. So use these 5 things to help your business grow. I hope this helps you out. Leave some comments down below. Let me know if it's some other things that you might not be aware of or that you might need help with. But it's time for us to change the way that we treat customers, especially in the black businesses. So this is the tip of the iceberg, I'll say. This is what will help us build businesses up. Get our employees on the right track so that they can get customers to get on track and stay on track. You want to build your customers' experience. You want them to come in and when they leave, you know they're going to tell somebody else about what you have. It's all about being treated correctly and providing them with something more than just a product or a service. They need to leave your place with an experience. So that's all I got for you. Hopefully this helps. Like I said, leave some comments down below. Let me know if there's something else you want me to talk about. Anything business-wise, I can help you with that. So hope everybody have a good night, good day, good evening, depending on when you listen to this or watch this. Deuces.